for our July page that we're going to be working on, I'm going to make a pocket same size as the one for June, except that I'm going to show you how to make it so that it's a little wider on the bottom if you need to put in extra cards. So you might want to do that on certain months. Some months leave it flat on the bottom. That's up to you, or you could do it for every month. So this piece is cut to 9 inches by 3.5 out of cardstock, and we're going to put the 9-inch at the top, and we're going to score it a 1/2 inch. And at 8.5, turn it, and you're going to make one score at a 1/2 inch. Okay, put this scoreboard up right quick and move my album out of the way just a little bit. So now we're going to cut and miter these corners. And take my small scissors here, and I'm just going to cut here at the where they're joined together, so it's at an angle. And then I'm going to check it, fold and burnish, and make sure nothing's sticking out here on the corner down here at the bottom. So this will give us a little extra room all the way down in this pocket for maybe a couple of more cards for certain months, but I just wanted to show you how to do it. Not that I need more in July, but you never know, you might need extra. So I'm going to grab my glue, and we're going to put glue on all 3 sides here. Then take it and let's glue it down, and again put the right edge of your pocket along the right edge of this page. You want to make sure that it is lined up and then it doesn't extend too far into the fold here, and then you line it up on the bottom. I'm going to press it down, and then I'm going to burnish it to make sure it stays in place. So it's pretty thick here, so you want to really burnish that pocket edge. Okay, so there's the pocket. Now we need the pattern paper that we want to cover this with. Now I'm going to show you what I'm doing to organize this collection. I have these reusable office poly bags. You can put scraps down in this side, or you can unfold it and put it in this side. So this, I have one for each month, so I have 12 of these because this is a big collection. You're going to have lots and lots of scraps. Not so much for July yet because I haven't done a lot of work. I've only done the page here. So this is a piece that's left over, so I'm going to use probably this plaid right here. And so we're going to cut this. Since that's 8 inch, we're going to make this 7 7/8 wide. By, finished is 3 by 2 7/8 tall for this pocket. I was just taking down some notes so that I have that for when I type the guide. So I'm going to trim this down to the 7 7/8. By 2 7/8. And that's going to go right there. And then I'm going to gather up my different cut-aparts and elements that I want to use and get them all ready, and then show you what I'm going to arrange here on this page. So let me ink this really quick. Just add in some ink along the cut edges. I'm more of a light inker than some, so that's why I just use my ink pad to ink with versus using a ink applicator, foam, dauber, or whatever it is you call them. I don't even have any, though I've seen some that I think I might like. I just haven't invested in them. So now we're going to stick this down and center it and line it up. And we're going to burnish that. This is for our July, so I'm going to get all my elements together, my tags, etc. And also, this is kind of backtracking. I have been thinking about maybe putting some stoppers here on April and May, because my tags do tend to slide down. So if I do add those, it's going to be done similar to these that I did on February and March. Okay, so I've got all my elements ready for July. You've probably noticed a pattern here. Everything's kind of similar all the way through. Like I use the 2 tags, decorate them up. I use 2 of the stamps. I use some other of the elements. Make a card. Have another, the calendar month square. So I just, kind of do them the same, but a little bit different. And I kind of mirror what's on the opposite side to this side. So this one has this little pocket here, and then it has a tuck spot, and it has the big pocket. So I'm going to move all this out of the way. And you always, when you're working on it, cut your decorative calendar piece out and set that aside, because that's what you're going to use. We're going to make a pocket for the other side of our album, like we did here at the front. So actually it's going to go here on the inside underneath. So I'm going to move this all out of the way and start gluing it down. Each of these months I use basically the same elements, just arrange them differently. So I'm still going to do videos for the remaining months, 6 months. So this video is for July, August, and September, and then my last page decorating video will be October, November, and December. And I do have a separate video for, of course, the box, and then I'll have show you the decorating. I will probably decorate just one of the easels with the calendar like this, and then I will fix up all of my months and then show it all completed, all put on there. It's going to be really cool. It's going to be where you can remove your elements and change them out for each month on the easel of your box. So here we go. Let's take our July. So this one's going to go about right here. Grab my glue and hope that it starts, because I was using it last night. They get plugged up so quickly. That's what that little pin, even when I put the pin in, they sometimes get clogged up, but I wouldn't want to try the crafting without this glue and this little metal tip. Just makes it more controllable for the glue. There we go. So sometimes you just have to get it unclogged. So this one's here. And so we're going to put this one about right here. Burnish that down. Just looking on my other side, just kind of see. I thought that one kind of overlaps right in here. Oh, about like that. They're not perfectly exact as the opposite, but very similar positioning. I'm not going to take a ruler and measure it all. I'm just going to eyeball it. I really like these cut aparts. The shadow, I guess you'd call it shadow look. Those are really pretty on the collection. So there's that. Then, of course, the card. Now, this is a little bit different. I decorated it up with some ribbon here at the top. I used pattern paper, and I used a square image, and then I cut apart and matted it to some of the red Let Freedom Ring. So there's a card there. Like that. And then I have this cut out one of the cut apart sheets, the dot here. So like that, and that's going to go about right there. Yes. It's going to be a belly band, so I'm just putting glue on each end. I'm going to line it up with this other one on the opposite side. This one's cut a little bit bigger, but I cut it about 3/8 of an inch. And it's about 6 inches long, so I'm going to burnish that right there. There, and wipe that off. Look at it, make sure it's straight. So, I'm using this Bravery Earned Never Given Freely as my little pocket. So this one is a pocket, so I'm going to glue it on 2 ends and across the bottom. Make sure you're doing it on the bottom. And I'm going to just fit that, about right there. Kind of center it over this piece. Let that dry a minute. So that's that. So I'll show you the tags while that's drying. Took this one with the light colored blue. This comes on the July cut aparts. I had some of this ribbon in my stash with the red stitching down it. I thought that looked really cool with this. Cut out some of the words from the cut apart Stars and Stripes. And this other one I made similar to the other that I did. Let me fix my bow here. Kind of got snagged. I like to take a little bit of glue on my button twine bows, kind of secure where they're tied. This one I couldn't find a star. Charm. That's what I really wanted. Couldn't find one in my stash, but I did find this real pretty blue bead here. And this is a little longer than I wanted it, so I'm going to put a couple of knots in it, see if I can shorten it up some. It's a little bit better. My bow's already tied, so I don't want to cut the charm off and redo it, so I just cut a couple of knots, so that works better. So I've got this little charm here. So this one has a tuck spot, a little belly band, one of the stamps on black. Parade from the cut aparts wraps around and attaches on the back. The stars are on the back. So that's going to go into this pocket right here. Just like that. Got the seam binding crinkled up there. And then I also did took one of the 3 cut aparts, left them together, cut them down, the height of them, and then just folded them in half like this. So it says the flag on this side and a heart, freedom. In the center we have the star, so like that. So that's going to tuck over here. But first let's add our stamps. And these are going to be making our stoppers so that they don't fall out. So yeah, I'm going to put this one on first, just on the bottom. Just glue on the bottom. About right there. Maybe down just a little bit. There we go. And the other one. Okay, so there's those. Let's burnish those ends. Make sure they stick. And so this one goes in here. And this booklet will go on the other side. You want to let these dry a little bit before you actually stick everything in there so they don't stick. That one's doing okay. And because I liked it, this flag in the building, the top of the building, I went ahead and cut that down, and I'm just going to tuck that in. It's just an extra thing here in the pocket, just like that, with that right there. So now if these are ready, that one I kind of moved it. Let me take my bone folder. So if you do that and you get glue too far up, just kind of take your bone folder, especially the Teflon one, I can do that, and then just open that up down there. So this goes in here a little further, and then my tuck. My little booklet goes in right there. So there's July. So now I'm ready to get all my elements together for August right here. For August, I have all my elements done. We're going to make a pocket similar, a pocket like February and March, where it is the smaller, doesn't go all the way across. But this one I'm going to start with it towards the inside. So to make the pocket, we need to cut a piece of cardstock that is 6 inches wide before tall. Then we're going to score the 6-inch side at a 1/2 inch, 5 1/2, turn it and score the 4-inch side at a 1/2 inch. When it, you miter the corners here at the bottom, and when you fold this up, you will have a 3 1/2 by 5 pocket. So that's what we should have, 3 1/2 by 5, yeah. So this is going to attach here. Now before I do that, see here what I've got. Went ahead and cut the pattern paper. I'm going to use the plaid, which is the back of the print. And the pattern paper is 4 7/8 wide by 3 3/8 tall. I took a piece of ribbon from my stash, from a scrap of ribbon, and I wrapped it around to create a belly band. And then just on the top of the ribbon here, I glued these 3 sayings from the cut apart. So I held my ribbon down with score tape, so I'm going to take that off. So we can use it to stick this part of it to stick down, and I'm going to add glue in with that, of course. So take all your tape backings off. Okay, now grab your pocket. Make sure you've got the fold at the bottom here, and some glue. I almost put it on without glue. That won't work. There we go. And let's center this on here. Okay, so move these out of the way. Now this is going to go over here on the August side. So like I said, I'm going to put this right here. So I'm going to put glue on the back side of these flaps. Create this pocket. Okay, now on the bottom of this pocket, I'm going to go ahead and burnish it down though. Just want to make sure you get a good burnish on the sides and the bottom to make sure that it stays down good. I made a stopper out of Relax and Unwind, so I'm going to add that to the bottom. I matted this to some of the solid from the August collection pack. So I want to just add glue to the bottom edge. What this does is it helps to keep any tags and things from falling out. So I'm just going to center it and burnish it here on the bottom. Make sure it's straight. A little more glue. And hold it down for a minute. Takes a little more burnishing when it's got a little lift there. This part here is a little taller, so I'm just burnishing right on that edge. Okay, so there's that. I made 2 tags. This one I'm leaving plain. It has the yellow seam binding ribbon, so this can go in here. And then we have the one here, the pink one. I added Go Barefoot. I added this ribbon from my stash that matches what I have on my belly band. Button, string twine, and then I glued on a little starfish. So I think that works really cute with the theme of this. So this goes there. And then the next thing, of course, we've got a card that goes in the pocket. This card I matted with the plaid from the collection, and then cut out one of these images of the cut aparts, added a strip from the back scrap about a 1/2 inch wide here across the bottom, and then added one of the stamps also. But I have these other stamps that I want to add on. So let me just see where our image is. Here it is, our August. I'm going to put August, partially down into that. So it's going to go about here. So I should have probably put this on first. Let me see here if I can get it under. If I can get it under that pocket a little bit. Yeah, that works. So I just kind of forced it under there before it's really dried. I'll put glue on the back of this. So I like it better on the left side at an angle, tucked under the pocket. So put your August piece on first. It does fit there. Just have to turn it a little bit. There we go. And burnish that down. That's where I want it to go. Okay, so we have this little ditty. Don't want it there. Let's see, I want this to go in here, into the pocket. And I'm going to lift up my pocket here and put a little bit of glue right here on the corner where I'd lifted it up. And just hold that down and let that dry back out. So our card's going to go here. And I love this other little image, so I'm going to put it there. I like the Some of the Best Memories. I'm going to put that at the top. It is not matted. Now, I may have extra elements, and the reason is you can make up some extra elements to tuck in your pockets that you might want to use on your easel calendar. So I'll just burnish that on. Then I have the 2 stamps that are going to go like here. Put this one down first. And this one with the seashell goes on top, angles over that one. Right about here. Okay. So that is August. This one's just going to tuck in here as an extra element for my easel. Tuck this up so you can kind of see that a little bit. All right, there is August right there. I had a bow I made. Don't know if I want the bow or not. I think I'm going to leave the bow off of this page. It's getting a little thick. Let me tie this one in another knot to make sure it's secured. This piece of ribbon on the tag. There we go. Don't want it coming loose. So August is done. I'm going to save this ribbon for another project. And now I'm ready to work on September. So we're getting there. After September, we'll have our last 3 months. So September will be the last one for this video. And then we'll finish up with October, November, and December. So we get all these elements together. cut out all my elements for September, and the pocket is made the same as the one for August. So I'll give you those measurements again. It's in the cutting guide also. I've already matted mine with pattern paper and added my ribbon belly band. But the cardstock for the pocket is cut 6 inches wide by 4 inches tall. Then you score the 6-inch side at the top of your scoreboard. Score it at a 1/2 inch and 5 1/2. Then you're going to turn it and score it at a 1/2 inch on the 4-inch side. Angle, miter, cut the corners here, and then of course you will burnish and fold it up, so this makes the pocket. Then I cut from this pattern paper, they're using the plaid side, 4 7/8 wide by 3 3/8 tall. On the pattern paper, I glued the ribbon onto the back or use score tape and then attach this down. So this is the pocket, so it's going to go about right here, opposite the one in August. I'm going to grab my glue and just put glue on the flaps on the back side. And then go ahead and attach it down. So I'm going to look at it and check it first. Looks like about a 1/2 inch from the center and about 3/8 from the bottom. So I'm going to make sure that's straight and burnish it. You do want to burnish and make sure that pocket sticks down good. And let it dry for a minute. So I'm going to work on some of the elements. Now this one I used the 3 words. For this one I've decided to use a ticket that says free autumn leaves, rake 'em and take 'em. So I am just going to put glue on the ribbon about centered. And then this is going to be placed over that at an angle on this belly band and let that dry. Okay, then here at the bottom, I know I have it here somewhere, there it is. I matted this to the green solid. Jump into fall. So that's going to be a stopper right there. So glue goes along the bottom edge only. And I put it right here. So I forgot again that I should have put this one on first, but I'm going to go ahead and slip it under the corner of the pocket. I've lifted that up just a little bit. So I'm going to slip it under here and then I'll reattach the pocket if necessary. So we're just going to, like that. Burnish this down. Check the pocket, see if it needs a little bit of glue just right here on that corner where I lifted it up. Burnish that. Okay, then we have a saying. I chose autumn shows us how beautiful it is to let things go. Matted that to black. So that's going to go just over this a little bit, kind of like this. Okay, of course, glue on that. I'm just playing with my placement there a little bit. That's where I want it, like that. Burnish that. So this pocket should be dry enough now. So I made a card, the white heavy cardstock. I put a mat of the green paper, solid paper from the August pack, some of the plaid, then this cut apart where they're picking apples, and then I added apple picking and matted it to some of the solid paper from the collection. So this is a card, and this is going to slide in here. like that. I matted on black 2 of these stamps, of course. So these are gonna go here. This one's gonna sit right up in there. Glue this one down. And then this one's going to fit over it like that. Okay, so now the tags. This one I left plain. I didn't put any words on it. So I'm just going to tuck it in right here. And this one, I don't know why I didn't add any words. Let me see what we've got still left. I think I'll put this school one on. So I'm going to cut this one real quick. Ink the edges. This one, I'm going to glue it on, but I'm just going to try and wrap the school buses around. I like the school buses, but they're not going to fit. And you know what? I think I am going to cut them off. I'm going to cut the buses off. Have the word school. Need to re-ink that a little bit. And this tag, I used some of the same ribbon that I did for the belly band, secured it, wrapped around it with the button twine, then added a vintage button, brown button here. Let's see how these look like this. Do I just want one bus or 2? Let's do the school first. Bus. Let's see if I want this one here. I think I will. I'll go ahead and put that one on too. Okay. And then of course this one's going to stick down in here. Then I have these 2 cut aparts. Oh, I have 3. I have these are all, this is matted to plaid, and this one's matted to black, and this one's matted to the red solid. So they're just going to go inside. I'm going to put this one behind my tags. All of these elements you can use on your easel box as well. So this is going to go in here and down in there. And then we'll just pull this up so you can see some of it. Okay, so there's September. That concludes this video for decorating these 3 months, which was July, August, and September. So the final decorating album for this video, for this album, will be October, November, and December. So stay tuned.